looks like we have our first guest in studio, Quatavious Cash. He'll be coming in and joining us, talk some boxing for a little bit. And, yeah, man, see how he's doing.
My God, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
If you want to put those headphones on.
Dispatch?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, Quatavious Cash, good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, finally back in the gym after that bullshit in December. So,
And obviously you're talking the Ammo Williams fight?
Yeah.
Okay. What exactly do you mean by BS?
You know, I think the fight was stopped premature.
Mm-hmm.
And the referee apologized to me after the fact. So that's how I knew it was some bullshit. They just needed for him to win, you know. He's with the promotion company, so I gave him a little window to take it from me, and they did.
What did you think of Ammo? Is that a rematch that you're looking to get? Just walk us through it.
You know, I think Ammo's talented. You know, he got a lot of people that believe in him, backing him, so that's always a plus. And I'm assuming he's gonna make it to a world title shot, just off the fact that he got Eddie Hearn behind him and his manager, who was the guy who put me on the contender. So I feel like the future is bright for him. Is that a rematch that I want? Of course. Will I get it? Probably not. Am I salty about that? No. You know, I just take it on the chin and just keep it moving. So whatever happens for him next, I'll be happy with it. I'm not just pressing and calling him out for a rematch or whatever. But if they want their smoke again, come with some money and I'll be there.
Now, obviously, you've been in this situation before where you've had to rebuild off a loss. Yeah. What's the plan for you moving forward now?
I would say first, I have to start saying no a lot. I feel like when I got hit with the shot by Ammo, it wasn't the fact that it was a good shot. It was more so of me not having a break in over 2 years, training camp after training camp. I think at one point, I was in training camp with Dolla. I flew back to Atlanta to fight and then flew out the next day to hop back in camp with him. I just felt like my body was overworked. So me turning 30 in January 20th, I think now I'm going to start saying no to helping a lot of people and just focus on myself more. And I think that'll help me more going forward in my career.
And by helping, you mean sparring?
Sparring, training camps, yeah.
But I mean, wouldn't some say that that's help for the both of you? Like if you went to help Laura and then you were able to fly out to a fight, obviously, you know, it's because you were in shape, because you were in camp with Laura.
Yeah, but you know, it's like a misconception of boxing. Say stay in the gym and, you know, stay in shape. You need a break. Everybody needs a break. I'm one of the only guys in Vegas that don't get a break. I'm in high level training camps all year long. I think at that time I had sparred Badu Jack, Dolla, Caleb Plant, then Dolla again, back to back, no breaks. So I think that just take a toll on my body, just, you know, kind of sort of being a sparring partner. Not like I'm getting beat up in those camps either. I'm doing my thing just like they're doing their thing. So it is great, but I think I need a good balance now instead of just, you know, I wake up out of bed and take a fight. I fought on ESPN off the couch. Most people don't know that.
What fight was that?
That was when I fought Calvin Metcalf, the first fight back after the quarantine was over with.
Mm. So what's the plan for rebuilding? Obviously, it says you have something scheduled on BoxRec.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm fighting back in my hometown, April 29th. A good matchmaker that I know, he reached out to my manager and asked that I want to get on. And I said, yeah, I like fight home in Atlanta. And that's like, I look at the Atlanta fights as like studying for the big test. The big test is fighting on TV. Mm-hmm. So I can always get fights back home. I got a big fan base down there. I sell a lot of tickets. I got a lot of loved ones in Atlanta. So if I can go home and get some fights and get the rest off and get comfortable, that'll prepare me for the big fights that I get offered.
Absolutely. And I've been, I think, to at least 3 of your last 4 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You definitely have a fan base, and it's definitely a location where I think you wouldn't have an issue rebuilding.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll find yourself in another big opportunity as long as you continue to win. But being in that 54-pound division, right?
No,
60?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was going to ask about the whole Tim Tszyu and Terrell Gausha fight. Yeah. But I still want to ask about it, man. Yeah. What do you think about Tim Tszyu? It's going to be his first fight here in America, and he's going to be taking on former Olympian Terrell Gausha. Who you favor a little bit? You don't think so? Anybody ever said that?
What?
No? Did you favor Terrell Gausha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny story. So 2014, I go to a fight in Indio, California, and Terrell Gausha fought there. And after the fight, you know, he won, of course. Go to the airport, and people like, yo, congratulations on your fight. I'm like, what? Like, I ain't fought. It was like, yeah, Olympia, you Terrell Gausha, right? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's when I had hair, though. So people always say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in that fight, I favor Terrell, you know, just because he's from USA, just like I am. And Tim Tszyu is good, but, you know, Terrell Gausha is not a slouch either. So this is a strong guy. Like, if you even look at the fight when he lost to Lubin, he hurt Lubin.
He did. Yeah, people were not expecting that either. And he just knocked out Jamonte Clark, right? But before that fight.
With a counter.
Yeah, because he wasn't considered a puncher. Now all of a sudden he hurts Lubin, he gets a stoppage in another fight. So
hey, that's a grown-ass man. I think he's like 35, 36 maybe. No, 34, 35. Mm-hmm. It's a grown man, so, you know, it'll be interesting to see that fight.
Yo, I just had to get these glasses, so now I got to ask, are you near Farsight or you need them for all day long?
I have a hard time looking at menus at like restaurants. Like,
oh, you need menus. Oh, yes, that's when I said, yo, babe, I'm like, I had to whip out my phone. I was actually with you. It was me and you at the sushi restaurant. I'm like, yo, I can't see this shit. I'm like, what the? And I put my phone. I'm like, damn, it's a wrap. I'm getting old.
It's like
his mic's not on. And this is Daniel Alvarez. I don't know if you've seen him in the Vegas gyms. Yeah. Or on the scene, but this is my co-host Ringwalk Danny.
What's going on, brother? It was funny because it was broad daylight. It's like 2 p.m., 1 p.m.
But that restaurant was dark. Come on.
It was dark, but it's daylight, right? He got his fucking flashlight on his phone on the menu, looking like
that's me.
I'm like, bro, for real, like
me.
Word.
That's me.
Oh yeah, man.
These are nothing. This is just plus ones that the doctor said, I should get, but it makes everything.
I still pass out my eye test for fighting, though.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, maybe you can use this at nighttime, like looking at the highway signs and stuff. So I definitely kind of need it for that purpose.
Definitely. So how's it in the ring, though?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. It's cool in the ring. It's just like little stuff. Like, say if I go
fine print.
If I go to McDonald's and I'm far back and looking at the menu, I can't see. Yeah.
So I seen that fight with Antonio Todd, right? Was that a headbutt or something? It ended crazy. Yeah. That was I was interested in that fight too.
We were there, right? We were there.
Yeah, I was interested in that fight because Todd did good as I think it was the fight before last, or maybe the fight right before you, and he didn't get the decision. So I was interested in that fight and see how it would have turned out. Is that something you might revisit?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, I'm really
because he's local to Atlanta too, right?
He's from Atlanta too. Most guys aren't from Atlanta. They just say they're from Atlanta, but they're from other counties. Yeah. But Antonio Todd told me he's from Bankhead, so he's from Atlanta like I'm from Atlanta. We know a lot of the same people, so it's a fight I think it should happen in the future. I would hope it's for more money. I basically fought him for free.
Oh, wow.
I don't think nobody know that though. Like when I go to Atlanta, I don't make money. That's just to get a win.
Even though you sell tickets? Because, I mean, wouldn't that be where you get your money is in the ticket sales?
But you got to understand, like, I did the Contender. Most people think I am a money team fighter. Yeah. So it's like somebody wrote an article saying I was signed to Floyd. So when it's time to, like, get fights, when people look me up, they think I got money behind me. Yeah. So I'm paying TV prices for local fights. Yeah. I don't get paid. Like, if I get paid, it might be like some traveling expenses put back in my pocket, but most of that shit come out of my money. Yeah.
So damn, you invested in yourself to get back to the level that you know where you do get paid and where you're on TV. Yeah. So it's a constant grind and a hustle then.
Yeah, people don't know that though. They think it's easy, or they look at me like, oh, you're just going to get a little easy fight in land. I'm like, nah, I'm paying for this. I don't have nobody really backing me besides my trainer and my manager. That's it.
Mike Leonardi, right?
Leonardi.
I was gonna bring him up, man. He's done well for you, it seems.
Oh yeah, that's my guy, man. Like when I first met Mike, I couldn't fight. I was in a bad contract. because I moved to Vegas. So the people that I signed with back in Atlanta, they was mad that I moved out here. They said, "Yo, why did you move to Vegas? Now we gotta spend money to fly you back and forth for fights." I'm like, "Yo, I gotta step my game up. I can't be the king of Atlanta."
It's funny. When did you move to Vegas?
First I moved to Inglewood, California first in 2014, and then like a few months later I moved to Vegas, maybe August, September 2014. I've been ever since.
Oh wow, 2014. So you got some time out here.
Yeah.
What part are you living in?
Oh, I live in Spring Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like around Summerlin, right?
Yeah, close.
Okay.
Yeah. But now I'm about to move to Henderson.
Oh.
Yeah, he coming. Yeah.
Look, everybody's in Henderson or
Yeah.
Summerlin, man.
It's nice in Henderson.
It is. Bro, Henderson was just voted one of the top 10 suburbs in the country.
No,
Really?
it is nice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But honestly, I like Summerlin better. Like where I'm at now, I don't want to leave. They gonna have to do something. They gonna have to keep me there.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm over there on like Mesa Rod or Drive or Ridge.
He over there.
I'm on the hills,
he
man.
by
They got
Bi-
me on the hills, man.
Is it by Inspirata?
He by
Oh.
Bishop Gorman. You know where Bishop
Yeah,
Gorman?
yeah.
He's by Bishop
It's
Gorman.
beautiful, bro. I take
Hey.
that ride. I'm all the way up on top of the mountain, just looking at these beautiful homes. I'm like, bro, how am
Bishop Gorman is a private high school out here, so that's right by you.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of money behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dana, the Fertitas, which used to be the owners of the UFC, Flavor of Flav, Snoop Dogg, like they have a lot of money behind them. So like their high school tuition is like $18,000 a year, some shit like that.
It's like going to college.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
going to college for real. It really is. Like you could pull up to the school. There's like
It's funny that you bring that up because I was having a conversation with my wife yesterday about the school systems out here being rated poorly.
yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
On the grand scheme, yeah, I think Vegas
like the public
50, right?
schools, the public schools. I want to say is like in the bottom 20% of
They
the
the
country.
last, right?
No, so
We're always in the bottom. Always like bottom 3.
Yeah.
So I went to school here. We're always like at the bottom 3 of like school districts in like the country. I can tell you from experience. Yeah, they're right.
it's gotten better though. I think last year they were like 42 in the country.
So how'd you adjust to the heat? Obviously, with the new studio and the show coming to Las Vegas, I've moved out here, but I've only come for like Canelo fight week, 7 days at a time. It's vacation. Living in the heat, how is it? How'd you adjust?
Yo, like when I first moved to Vegas, I had nothing. I just had 2 suitcases, so I had to walk everywhere.
What?
Yeah. So I had to walk to the grocery
So wait, so you moved here without having anyone to come to? You just took 2 suitcases and in your mind, where were you gonna sleep?
Oh, I had my apartment
Okay.
set up. Yeah,
Okay.
so I had my own spot. I just didn't have nothing in it.
Okay.
And no car. So I had to walk everywhere for everything. So just being out there every day, walking back and forth to the gym, running, had to walk to the grocery store, walk to go pay bills.
Damn, wait, because Vegas is pretty big, man. How far was your gym from your house?
At that time, I stayed right down the street from Floyd Gym. in
Okay.
Chinatown. So it wasn't far. It was like two or three blocks.
Okay, that's good.
It's not that bad, but yeah, just doing that for like a year or 2, that just, made me a stronger man just to be in this heat every day.
Damn, so you telling me for a 1 year or 2, you walked from the gym to your apartment?
Yeah.
With all them dudes in Floyd Gym, nobody could give you a ride?
Every now and
I'd have
then.
made a friend. Fuck that.
Every now and then, but just me being me, I really don't ask for much anyway. I feel like I needed to go through that. I was kind of, doing a lot of bad stuff in Atlanta, and that's the reason I moved to Vegas. you know.
Okay.
So when I got out here, I was like, I need to be humble, and I need to go through this. I was always spoiled. I don't want to go too far back, but an incident happened in Atlanta when I ended up getting shot, 2013. So by 2014, I'm kind of like halfway in the streets, halfway in the boxing gym. I would leave the gym early to go do stupid shit. Just being out. And another incident happened where I couldn't walk to my gym. So my dad used to drive like 30 minutes to take me like 6 minutes to the gym just so I can bypass a certain area. That's being spoiled. I'm a grown man. So when I got out here, I was like, you know what? I'm not asking nobody for nothing. I get it on my own.
For sure.
what was the moment that in your head you like, all right, I gotta put this street shit behind me. I gotta lock in.
Man, when I got after I got shot, I fought 3 weeks later, and I really didn't. like you would think it'd be a big deal, but it wasn't for me and the people I was around. You know, it was just like and I figured after that I was like, yo, a lot of my family members are in prison. And one day we was at my grandmother's house and we was talking, and I was like, a lot of them in the jail for murders and you know stuff like that. And a lot of my family members have been murdered. I was like, I got to break this cycle. I got to do something better.
Right.
So my mom was like, yo, if you want to make a chance at Boston, you got to get the fuck out of Atlanta. So basically, she kind of like kicked me out of Atlanta. Like my mom, the only person I listened to. So she was just like, I made some money in the street. She gave me some money. She was just like, yo, you got a friend in Inglewood, California right now. Go out there to your apartment, get ready in Vegas, and just get away. Go try to make a name for yourself. And pretty so much is what I did. You know?
That's what's up.
Yeah, you know, that was my girl.
Boxing gave you that avenue, man.
Boxing,
Found your way out.
Yeah. Then my mom, like before she passed, she sacrificed her life. Like she stopped paying for her medicine to make sure I stay in Vegas, to make sure I can pay my bills. I couldn't fight. I didn't start fighting until I got my mic 2017. So that's when I got my mic. So we gonna go back to when I was talking about Mike. Mike is the reason that I'm back fighting right now, because he the one hired me a lawyer to get me out of my contract so I can start back fighting. So I wouldn't be fighting if I never ran into Mike in training camp with Badu Jack.
Merge that call, Austin. So I'm watching the highlights here. Well, actually, the full fight, and it seemed like you were having more success with Austin. I mean, with Ammo Williams when you started to come forward. Did you notice?
Yeah. You know, that was something I was trying to work on.
He started clinching, like he was uncomfortable all of a sudden.
I was sparring Dennis Duggan and Fernando Vargas Jr., and it was the same thing. Like when I was coming forward, I was having more success, and that was something they were trying to beat in my head. And I don't know, I feel like I got hit by that punch just by, like, I had a good first round. I kind of just like got lackadaisical, just like, this really ain't shit, you know? Like I got this, like just too confident, and I paid a big price for it.
Did you feel you were bigger than him? It seems on TV, it looks like on Fight Night you were a filler, more bigger man.
Yeah, I probably
did you feel that way?
Yeah, I probably was like 178 by the time I got in the ring.
But that's pounds, though. When you got in the ring with him, did you feel like, oh, wow, I'm bigger than him? Or was it noticeable?
Not really.
Oh, not really?
Just weight-wise, for the most part.
Cool. So I got a question here from the people looking like James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. He says, if you were able to kickstart your career and the top 3 promoters came at you, Top Rank, PBC, Dazn, and they all had the same type of deals for you, who would you go with and why? Chase those dreams, champ. I look forward to your next fight, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. He said Top Rank, PBC, and Dazn.
Mm-hmm. All the same deal. You just get to go wherever you want.
No, hold on. You got to specify, though, because the zone and network, so Matchroom and then Golden Boy.
Well, I mean,
right?
He's saying ESPN. He meant to say like ESPN
/ Top Rank.
PBC /
Showtime.
DAZN / Matchroom.
I'm going to go with Top Rank.
Why is that?
Shit, Top Rank offered me like 3 fights during quarantine. So they was trying to give me, a lane. They didn't want to sign me, but they was like, he's in Vegas. We need fillers for the show, so we can put him on. So I'm always love Top Rank just for giving me that. Like when the quarantine first happened, I tried to get a job and they said I wasn't qualified enough. Top Rank put me on, so I would side with Top Rank.
Okay, so more of a loyalty thing.
Pretty much, and just the history behind them, like they work with all these, great fighters.
What do you make of the lawsuit right now Terrence Crawford has with them saying, and basically the big gist of it is that, they don't do enough to promote black fighters. What do you think of that?
I think that's true, but I also think like, a guy like Terrence Crawford, he's not like a hip hop boxer like Tank. Like Tank is like hip hop,
where he's able to cross over into that urban demographic, and to the hip hop world, the sports world. So I got you.
And that's how you get the bigger venues, because it's not just boxing fans, it's hip hop. No, you don't see rappers really going to a Terrence Crawford fight. He's not in the club with those guys. He's not running with Drake. I think that makes a big difference when you trying to get a buzz and you want to get to the next level like Floyd. Like look at Floyd. Like I've been a boxing fan for a long time. So I always knew of Floyd. People probably didn't start looking at Floyd till you start hanging around 50 Cent and getting rappers to walk him to the ring. That makes a big difference. That's how you cross over. So Terrence Crawford suing them saying they're not doing their job, but it's like they can kick out so much money trying to promote him and it still won't work. Terrence Crawford's one of the best of this generation. If I go down the street right now, I say 4 out of 10 people might know Terrence Crawford. You know,
I'm gonna be honest, that might be a little bit high. To be
I was
honest,
gonna say
with you.
4 is good numbers. I swear. If you find 4, that's almost 5. That's almost 5.
Yeah.
5 is almost half. That ain't bad.
right? It ain't bad, but like Terrence Crawford, like one of the greatest of our generation, but he just don't have that hip hop persona.
You got
like
that buzz.
right.
And that buzz.
And
man.
maybe he don't want to do it. Like a lot of people don't want to go viral. Like me, I don't really care about social media and none of that shit. I care about taking care of my family, but I don't want to walk around with chains on or doing something stupid online to go viral. That's not me. But some people that is them. They want to be in the clubs and taking pictures with this guy and make it look like they're important. So, you know, everybody's different. But I don't think he's gonna win a lawsuit though. I don't know much about it with him.
We don't know it hasn't come to an end yet from what I know, but I got Steve in the UK that says, hey champ, thanks for coming on the show. How about this as a proposition? You come over to the UK and you take on Felix Cash. We bill it as Battle of the Cashes, excuse me. And the winner cashes the check. Good luck with your career, Steve in the UK. Have you heard of Felix Cash?
Yes, I heard of Felix Cash. Like when I first fought on ESPN, somebody was like, "This fight's got to happen before they retire." So I hope so. I just got to do more of my career. I can't be calling the motherfuckers out with 3 losses and I haven't did much. So
Yeah.
you know, I do my thing. Maybe I can take a trip over there. I would love to go to the UK and fight.
We got the best dad ever in Baltimore. He says, who are your favorite fighters to watch in this era? Who wins? Canelo versus Bivol.
Canelo wins. I think Bivol is cool, but you know, Canelo just on another level. But my favorite fighters to watch in this era would be Tyson Fury. I think that's my favorite fighter in this era. I look at a lot of Caleb Plant. That's a friend of mine. You know. Good, you know, skilled, and I like Lara. I'm gonna say a tie between the Cubans, Lara and Ugas. I train with those guys a lot, and I learned a lot from them.
What do you think happens, Lara versus Jose Benavidez Jr.? That's happening on the Tank undercard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd probably be sparring him for that fight. I'm gonna go with Lara. I feel like Lara is crafty. Benavidez Jr. is good, but I just don't.
You think he's big enough to contend because he's moving up? Obviously, he's been at 54 with this one last fight, and he was out of the ring for a while. But you think he's big enough?
The thing about it, it's not about him being big enough. I don't know if he's crafty enough to stick with Lara. That's the thing. Because I'm bigger than Lara, and sometimes I've had success, and sometimes I've had problems trying to be a tough man. So it just depends on what Jose Benavidez come out. Trying to be a tough man, you won't get far because he's gonna trap you. So we'll see how witty and how good his IQ is when you step in the ring with Lara.
That's another fighter that was making a lot of name for himself and then got shot, and it kind of slowed things down.
Jose Benavidez, yeah.
I was at his fight. He was on the Crawford Horn undercard, and it was after that fight that he got shot. But at that time, he was like building a lot of momentum.
You remember at one point he was the guy David Benavidez wasn't even talked about yet.
Right.
It was all about Jose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we didn't know about David. You're absolutely right. There was a lot of hype on him too. It's just once he got shot, it kind of dissipated a bit.
Even when I first sparred David, people they knew of him, but they didn't really know who David Benavidez was. He was
Damn, you sparred that big boy?
Yeah, I sparred everybody, man. Yeah, I sparred David.
So that's how I heard of you. That's how I began to hear your name being spoke about. Was you spar everybody? Like you literally spar everybody. Who would you say has given you the toughest sparring, and who would you say you've learned the most from sparring?
The toughest sparring, I got a few.
You
First,
must have sparred Abba Ali then if you friends with Plant, right?
talking about Ahmed?
Yeah.
That's my brother, yeah.
Jesus, but he's a cruiserweight. You out here wilding.
Man, I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like you gotta test yourself. Like, I didn't come out here to be be timid, just be like, oh, let me just spar 54-pounders. Nah, we're gonna get some work in. I'll fight those guys in the street. So I can't go down the street and be like, yo, you out of my weight class. I can't fight you.
Let's go.
All right, so I would say it's a tie between David Benavidez, Lionel Thompson.
That's crazy. Everybody talks about Lionel Thompson.
Bro, that shit.
That's my brother.
It really hurts. Like it hurts my feelings. The fact that they just do him so dirty in the sport
on purpose, and I'm not gonna say it, but somebody ended up saying something to me about him. I told him about it, and I'm just like, that's bullshit, you know. They're punishing him for not taking a fight for low money.
Like, to me, right? It was who was it that was getting? Who was David supposed to fight in his last fight? He didn't fight him.
Uzcategui,
yeah. I'm like, bro, how the fuck is Lonnie not getting this fight after he just smoked this dude?
But it goes back to like having people behind you.
No,
like
of course.
All right, back to the original.
But
question.
he with TMT. That is people behind you.
Man, yeah, if you say so. I'm talking about the people, but the people that's over them, the people behind the scenes pulling the strings. You know, when you talk about like the Cuba, you know, people like that, those people are powerful. Their word means something.
Louis de Cubas.
Louis de Cubas, you know, people like that.
28-year-old man.
Whatever he say, it goes. Like, I need this fight on this card. Oh, tank fight. I need this fight. This is the co-main event. He makes it happen. So that's what I mean by power. When you got power behind you, shit gets done. But without that, it don't get done. All right, so back. We got David Benavidez. It's a tie. Who gave me good word. Janabek. Janabek. And I sparred him for like last October. I was in camp with him in Cali. And that was like the first time in a long time that I felt like a kid in the ring. I was kind of sick, but I didn't do good at all out there. And I was like, oh shit, like this is crazy. Rod Brandt, gave me good work. Lara, of course, Ugas, Brian Castano.
Whoa.
So the first time I sparred Brian Castano, right, the first punch I hit him with, it wobbled him. A hook, boom. He shook that shit off and he kicked my ass for 4 rounds. For real. It was like it was me, Brian Castano, and Ugas. We did a camp together, probably like 2000.
You used the bar or just cheek protector?
Just regular protector, yeah. And then before Ammo fight, I was sparring this Cuban, Yoel Gomez. It's like 4-0, 5-0. He's about to fight Jorge Cota. And he split my lip. People didn't know that I had stitches before for Ammo.
What's your thoughts on Benavidez Canelo if it was to ever happen?
If anybody can beat Canelo, I would say it'll be Benavidez, just off size alone. You know, not putting too much out. His business out. But one time I was sparring him, he was like 230 pounds. And I'm like, it's no way in the hell he's going to make 68. And he made it. So just by him being that big of a guy.
230.
Yeah.
But you could imagine that when Earl getting up to 180, Bradley himself was 180. It's like, yo, how much is a 68-pounder weighing?
That's but that's like a 33-pound weight over your fighting weight.
Yo,
this is
Chavez
60-something pounds he's talking about.
But listen, Chavez would weigh in 22 pounds above his weight on the night after his weigh-in.
Yeah.
So he weighing in for 60, coming in 182.
Yeah, but that shit we hear about, right? We hear fighters rehydrating 15, 20 pounds over. But,
all right, so then give him 2 more weeks out the ring. He gonna be 200 and something. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, David was a big boy before he started boxing.
Yeah.
So when I was sparring him I was like, yo, if anybody can absorb them punches from Canelo and keep going, he can do it.
I mean, but if he was 230 on fight night, I mean,
there's no way that's not fight night.
No. I know it's not fight night. I'm just saying, if he's cutting that much weight, how do we know he gonna be strong in the ring on fight night? It's a lot of weight to cut.
He showed it so far. Like I haven't really seen him. Well, he haven't. Really
Graville put him down.
Yeah,
it was more off balance though. Yeah. I mean, not off balance, but like squared up. He was squared up. Yeah. He got caught with a shot. Squared up.
I was at that fight, the first one.
Yeah,
I thought Ron won that fight.
Yeah, but the second one he definitely got.
That's
my brother though. Like me and Ron used to train together too. Yeah, sparring shit. So. Yeah,
man, you really sparred everybody, man.
Yeah, man. If I go down the list, you'll be like, "Whoa, like that's crazy." If I can
crazy.
Remember,
was there?
But you getting paid for these sparring sessions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like for a while,
do you think that $1,000 a week is offensive?
Oh my god!
Should we leave it alone?
Nah. So
I'm just asking. No, don't give context. Just $1,000 a week for sparring.
It depends on who it is.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So the price goes up depending who?
Depending on like who they are, you know, the magnitude of the fight.
If
Castano. Would you take 1,000 to spar Castaño a week?
I would, but they offer me more.
Oh, there you go.
Offer me more.
All right, so if you were sparring Jermell Charlo, right,
Yeah.
and he's giving you 2 a week.
Right.
He fucked that up.
No, I'm trying. I did fuck it up. I did.
Basically, he's saying
No.
if the opponent-
Charlo, that's what it was. Charlo's giving you 3 a week. Right?
3,000?
3,000 a week.
Okay.
He paying room and board.
Mm-hmm.
plus giving you 3,000, but now Castaño calls trying to give you 1,000. What do you do?
Me personally, I would take it. You know what? Because like,
Because it's worked with a fucking world champ.
It's worked with a world champion, and like my coach real big on like David Goggins, like make yourself uncomfortable. So even if Brian Castaño came to the gym and didn't want to pay me, my coach would be like, "You're sparring him."
There was a lot of variables that went into that too.
But it don't got to be specific to your guy. You keep making it specific.
But I mean, you made it specific by bringing it up because you.
No, I just want to ask sparring rates, because I've been in camp with Wilder a lot, and then I've met guys, they come in to spar with him. Yeah. They'll be like 0-0, and I'm like, what you get in, or don't gotta tell me, but to them it was invaluable. It wasn't about the money. It's like, yo, I'm sparring with the heavyweight champ of the world.
Yeah, you talking about guys that are 0-0, not guys that are already.
Some guys are 0-0, yes, absolutely. But Junior 5 wasn't 0-0. Junior 5 was like 19-0. I mean, you got Alonzo Butler. So many, bro. Big Baby. I'm not saying they. I'm not. I don't know what they was getting. What I'm saying is that people don't only value the money.
It's the experience too.
It's the experience that you get and the work that you get.
Right, but some people also that like in that scenario. So it was a topic of conversation where we were saying that you can't tell people what they're worth, and in the moment, it was specifically to Devin Haney. Somebody say, yo, he want too much money. He overpaid. He not worth that much. And I'm like, you can't tell the next man what he worth, because at the end of the day, he been getting it. He been getting the money. So it's like, how are you going to say he's not worth that when he's been getting that?
Right.
So that brought up Jared Anderson, who, in speaking to him, obviously, he got a lot of work with Tyson Fury, was making, was being compensated well for that. And then he started camp, Jared, that is, for another fight, and he got invited to come down and spar a heavyweight contender, and he turned it down for the money, but the sparring would also require him to move his team, his training camp from Vegas down to Miami. And he's like, yo, I got like my own fight to prepare for, and the money wasn't worth moving me, my team, and now I got to train for my fight and focus on my fight, but also train down there. So he disagreed. He's saying it's invaluable. I'm saying I don't disagree, because it's like, you can't tell me what I'm worth. Like, if I feel I'm worth something and that's my price and my rate, and I don't think moving my training camp to Miami is worth it, then that's my opinion.
Yeah, because on the grand scheme, he'll be kicking out more money than he's getting from training camp. So it's like, if they're in the same city, maybe it'll work. But for me, I have to like move everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but all of the added details wasn't included into that. It was just, this is what they offered and this is what was turned down, and so on and so forth. So to each their own, but I guess
I've sparred world champions for free. I sparred Adrian Broner for free.
But like a camp, or just like, you in the gym?
No, like with Adrian, like before he became who he is now, he used to do his camps in Atlanta. And I used to spar him. He used to kick on everybody else in Atlanta. That's something I know.
There you go.
And I was a kid. I was like, 16, 17 or something. And I was a bigger guy, so it's like, well, he's small. He can punch as hard as he want. You still got to spar him. So, I sparred him. I used to spar Zaire Rahim when I was like 16 too. Andre Berto. And I didn't get paid for none of those when I was young. Like, I didn't probably start getting paid for training camps time I moved to Vegas.
Okay. So, man,
that's usually how it is, right? When you get away from your hometown, all of a sudden your value goes up.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't want to pay you right in Atlanta. As soon as he from Atlanta, give him a couple dollars. What the fuck? So did you say David Goggins?
Goggins.
Goggins is your coach or
No,
No.
I said my coach like him and like his mindset, like just being
About
uncomfortable.
to say, old boy.
I would like to meet him though.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've had the chance to meet him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually met him at a Top Rank show in the bubble.
What?
Yeah, it was like one of the shows they did in the bubble. And we were in the COVID room, like in the room getting tested, like
I found the bubble. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were in there together, and like I just introduced myself real quick, cool, kept it moving, and then ran into him like in the casino after the fight and whatnot, and then I got a picture with him there.
Like his mindset is the reason I did some of the stuff that I've did. Like fighting with a fucked up hand all last year, pretty much, and like that's know it. We talked about it. Be having a bad hand, and I think I fought Antonio Tarp with one hand. I fought the first fight, the little southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
I fought all those fights with one hand. But I was like, shit, if David Goggins can run 26 miles on a broken foot, I can use one hand in a fight. So
yeah, that dude is definitely something else.
did you read the book? You should read the book.
I haven't read his book. I've seen a lot of like the podcasts and shit that he's done. His mentality is just like on another level.
It is.
Like I said, I haven't read the book though. I've heard.
Do you know
great
how
things about
powerful
it.
the people would be if everybody thought like him? To endure that pain, like as soon as we feel like excruciating pain, we're done. Like that's it. I broke a bone, I'm done.
Do you know? I feel like it'd be interesting, right? Because I look at a guy like David Goggins, and I'm like, yo, how happy is he? I think about shit like that, right?
So you think it's cap, like just the way he acts online?
No, I don't know that it's cap, right? But I feel like everything's about balance, right? Yeah. I feel like too much of one thing is not good.
Of course.
And I genuinely have thought to myself in the past, just like watching him, hearing him talk, and I'm like, yo, how happy of a life does he really live? Like, yeah, you're very disciplined and you have a mindset that very few people in the world may have, but it's like, do you really like live a happy and enjoyable life?
Well, from the little that I know about him, he was like overweight and like a failure. He couldn't get into the military. So
he was getting bullied and whatnot.
Getting bullied and stuff. So by him turning to this, it's like, like on the movies, the evil genius, like they grow up, they get picked on, then they get to be like this strong guy. So I feel like that's what David Goggins is. Not saying he's evil. I'm just saying like he's just making everybody pay for the way they treated him in the past. So you might be right.
So, cause man, the whole time I was like watching him. We in the COVID room, and then this dude didn't smile, and he like ain't shit funny, ain't shit to smile for. Yeah. Like he ain't say that, but I'm looking at him. I'm like,
he'll tell you people think he's crazy, and he said it like people think I'm crazy, but I guess he thinks his mindset works for him. So,
I got one more from Connecticut. Coach Meyer says, since you're from Atlanta, who are your top 5 fighters all time from Georgia? Mine are Holyfield, Vernon Forrest, Paul Williams, Sugar Ray, Larry Holmes.
Hold on, who is Sugar Ray? What's Sugar Ray?
He said Sugar Ray.
Larry Holmes from Atlanta too?
That's what he said.
My top 5 fighters from Georgia. Okay. Holyfield, of course, but he's really from Alabama. Vernon Forrest.
So Sugar Ray Robinson is from Georgia. So he might have been saying Sugar Ray Robinson.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from a town called Ely, Georgia. Mm. It's in Montgomery County.
Oh wow.
It has a population of 500 people, so that's probably why you've never heard of it. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So we got Holyfield, Vernon, Ramalis Ellis. He was Olympian. Have you heard him before?
Mm-mm.
Ramalis Ellis. Yeah, Ramalis Ellis. Can I get active fighters now too?
Yeah. It's your top 5.
We got this one kid, he's special, Brian Norman Jr.
I've heard a lot about him. But I've also heard that he ain't fought nobody.
He ain't yet, but that's coming. But right now, he's doing everything he's supposed to do with what's in front of him.
Oh, okay. So he's on. I knew he had about 20 fights. He's 21-0 or 22-0, 19 knockouts. I didn't know he was only 21 years old though.
Yeah, kid, man. I've been
okay.
seeing him for a long time.
All right. So because bro, I got shout out to Tyler. We got a friend down there.
Ain't he originally from Atlanta?
No, he's originally
Cali.
He's originally from LA, but he lives down in Atlanta, and he's big on this kid. And and I looked him up, and I just saw him like, yo, this dude got nothing but bar fights in Mexico. But okay, if he's 21 or 22, 20, how what I say 20? He's 21. Yeah, he's 21.
Yeah.
So that's he gets a pass for sure.
I got 3 OGs, then I got 2 young guys. Najee Lopez.
Okay.
The heavyweight, right?
No, he's not a heavyweight.
I want to say Najee.
Cruiser or light heavy?
Light heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been doing them since they was like kids.
Didn't he just have a fight in Florida?
Yeah, he just
on
had a fight
Pro
in
Box.
Florida.
Yeah. Our partner Malinaji called the action with Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones.
Yeah. So Najee Lopez. I think he's special. I think he's gonna make a big name in the sport.
It's funny that everybody talks about that guy, but he wasn't signed to a major, but he is with Van Newhouse, right?
Yeah.
He signed to Tim, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he signed to Tim and management and I think Pro Box for promotion.
Okay, so he a cruiserweight. I thought, he's came in like
I'm just shocked. There's so much. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
No, just
you're
like
good.
a lot of people talk about him like he's gonna be next up.
I
but
just
why
had-
isn't he with a major?
Yo, I was in the gym with Amari Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know,
I know
him.
Amari.
Okay.
Devin's Amari?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And him and he was telling me about Najee, and then like somebody overheard him, and they're like, "Yo, that motherfucker's the truth. He gonna be the next one." Like, and it really got me interested, into who he was and
at that
stuff
weight
like
class.
that.
I haven't really seen nobody. He's punching like a 54-pounder. Like the way he put his punches together, the speed, just the way he is. So, I'm really excited just to see him.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
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 It's crazy. I couldn't tell. I met him in Atlanta. I thought, don't he got a brother too that fight?
Yeah.
What's his brother? Because I
Tito.
confused it.
Tito.
Yeah.
Hakeem and Najee. Yeah.
I confused his brother one time for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see what shakes out with him. It's interesting what they got going on with Pro Box too. So they should keep him busy because they got their own venue over there.
It's funny for you to because obviously the question was asking for your top 5 fighters coming out of Atlanta,
And you mentioned a prospect.
Mentioned 2 guys on the come up. So that's interesting. But it's funny though because
Funny you ain't mentioned my man Mac Truck though.
Forgot. See, I need
The
more.
truck from Atlanta, man. He's
because
gonna
Matt
be
Truck-
next up.
Matt
I
Truck's special,
hope,
too.
man.
I
He's
hope
so
he-
short, but I hope he could get it.
Yo, but if you think about it, like heavyweights back in the day was like his size.
Yes, they were.
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, him
they
and Coach
were.
Mustafa bringing that old school shit back, and then just to watch them train and like see shit on Instagram and like just to hear Coach Mustafa talk about Matt Truck is just like, yo, I hope this kid becomes something
Me
special.
too. Me too.
I want to see everybody from Atlanta win. When I first moved from Atlanta, a lot of people really wasn't happy for me. I used to hear like the crazy stories about myself, but like I put that to the side. Like I fuck with who I fuck with, and like I want to see everybody from Atlanta win because when they win, we all win. Just like when I lose, every it's like we just get grouped as one. Like those Atlanta fighters ain't shit. And I'm like, nah, that's not true. Like we got some good talent down there, and I'm just ready for the world to see it.
Go ahead.
What part of Atlanta is the Cosmopolitan in? Because we had a conversation on
That's Decatur, right?
That's Decatur.
That's
That's
Decatur.
Decatur. Okay, Decatur,
That's
Georgia.
the trenches right there. That's the hood.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yo, I love it in the Cosmopolitan.
Yo.
That venue was alright.
Stay off the Cosmos. Don't go over there.
Yo,
What?
I love the venue. I love.
Yo,
the
I
venue.
love that venue.
That was when you fought, right?
That's when I fought Antonio.
And Truck and Darren Cunningham had a show in there.
Yeah.
So that was a different one.
No, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same night.
one,
Yeah,
same
I was
one.
gonna say because I'm like, how many?
But there was
cards?
we had another show in there too.
Okay,
TriStar.
so I was there. I was there for that, and that was the first time I've been to Atlanta. First fight in Atlanta. I thought this.
Latins Promotions used that same venue too. The dudes from Brooklyn with the girl. Remember we called the fight there. It was a Hispanic woman, Latins Promotions, and she did a co-promotions with
Biggs, right?
Big Time
Big time
Promotions.
promotions. Yeah.
That's a nice venue.
Yo,
I knew it was the hood, but it don't feel like
you know,
like you about to get robbed.
we was just talking about.
He said you might. All the security had guns. I'll keep cutting you off. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's a mistake.
Terrible, bro.
I wasn't finished.
Terrible, bro. Nah, I was saying we were just talking yesterday about New York and Atlanta, and somebody said Atlanta's gonna be the new mecca of boxing, right? And which I don't agree with, but we was talking about Gucci. Gucci shot a fucking music video at that same spot.
Really?
Yeah, he got a music video in front of it, and they like redid the fucking whole venue, like the outside at least, for the music video and shit. Yeah, Gucci got a music video outside. I loved it, man. Let me tell you. When I pulled up, I was looking. I'm like, all right, swap meet, and then the club where the fights was at. But I knew. I'm like, yo, this shit hood. I knew that because you know how they had like the sections and shit. So they bring the bottles over and they pour the bottle of liquor in a Kool-Aid pitcher because they're like, yeah, we've had too many fights with people using the bottles, hitting each other.
Throw them bottles at you, boy.
And I just thought it was a cool experience. Like, to me, that is a true VIP experience. I get to come to the fight. I get bottle service brought to me by a fat black ass, like, beautiful.
Yo,
it was beautiful.
The women is fine. Like, that venue comes with the women. I inquire because I do events. I'm like, wait, this little spot is right. Yeah. And we start talking to the owner. It even come with the women, man. That's a nice spot. No, but I get you. You got to be careful.
It's nice. And then I wonder what the setup is when it's in the club because they got the back room where like all the fighters.
No, it's huge. You're like, because I've never seen it other than a boxing event. So it's huge if it would be a party event.
Yeah, I'm just saying because like I know that back room was humongous and that's where all the fighters was at, and they had a bar right there. So I'm like, is this like an added portion to the club?
VIP, kind of thing,
like a high end type of room maybe for people.
So before we wrap up and get you out of here, man, and my last one will be like, are you throwing your own shows out there, or you get on other people's shows?
Oh, I get on other people's shows. Most of the time, somebody throwing the show in Atlanta, they reach out to me or reach out to my manager like, yo, we got room for you. What you want to do? And we find a way to make it happen. Okay. Every time.
How does that feel for you to know that you're like the go-to guy for Atlanta?
It feels good, like, just to know that I'm appreciated in some kind of in some way. But I know I can't let it get in my head because that's not my limits. I want the world to know who I am. I want to fight in Vegas. I want to fight in Cali. I want to fight in not Cali. I don't want to fight in Cali no more. I want to fight in Texas. I want to fight.
Why you don't want to fight in Cali no more?
Texas? When I fought on the Contender, the first fight I lost against Gerald Sherrill, I ain't like I was treated on the TV show. Not saying the TV show people treated me bad. The people with the commission, just the way they just handled me. I didn't really like the feeling, and I felt like I was like, are they doing this because they don't think much of me because I'm from Atlanta? I don't know. I just was overthinking the whole situation, and the guy that stopped the fight when I fought Ammo, his dad Raul Caiz Jr. did it to me on the Contender, and they both kind of said similar things. Like when I got stopped on the Contender. He was like, yeah, if this wasn't a TV show, I would let the fight keep going, But, hey, good luck to you in the future.
What?
Yeah.
So they wanted to force the action. They needed the knockout for television.
Yeah. And then when I lost to
bro, I flip out, man. I'm telling you, when refs do things like that, I always remember of Zab Judah grabbing a stool, throwing it at a ref. Like, I got a short temper. You ain't just gonna rock. This is my livelihood.
Listen what Raul Caiz Jr. said when I lost the ammo. He said, yo, I'm sorry. I thought you was out. I said, yo, you can't say that. That's like a cop saying, I thought you had a gun and killing somebody. You got to know. Like, it's your job to know. You are a professional. You're supposed to know these things. And I wasn't out. I got rocked a little bit, but by the time I grabbed him, I was back to normal. So when I got back up, I'm good now. I'm ready to go. It woke me up.
I remember watching that fight because I was there for that one. And, like, all the media people sit together, right? They have their own area. And we're all looking at each other like, did that shit really just happen? Did that fight really just get stopped?
Yo,
so
the doctor didn't even check me out in the back. When somebody gets knocked out, the doctor's supposed to go to like check you out. Doctor came in the back. It was a tent inside MGM. Like, right?
I've seen
the little tent. We walk in the tent. He was like, yo, I'm sorry that happened to you. I know you're not hurt. I know you're okay. Pat me on the back. Just wait here, sign for your check. I was like, yo, I cannot depend on boxing.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I was under the impression when you get knocked out or stopped, right, which you did against Ammo, that you get suspended from that commission, right? You're not suspended in Nevada, right?
No.
So
if I was suspended, you would see the little thing on top. It would tell you what commissions. No.
And that's why I asked, because I've always seen it to where it's usually like a 6-month suspension with that state commission.
When you get knocked out, is it a 3?
It depends. It's all judgment based. Like that would give you a piece of paper in the back. Like, cause when I got cut, when I won, they was like, yeah, you got a 30-day suspension. So they'll pretty much tell you in the back how long you supposed to get suspended for.
But you didn't get suspended at all.
They didn't give me no paper. I would have signed for it. I didn't get none of that. I signed for my check and I left. They cut my wristband off and escorted my ass out the arena. Like, if you got a ticket, go up top and go in. So
crazy. Well, Cash, man, I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show, man. We appreciate you coming in early and talking some boxing with us, man. Good to hear you're in good spirits and you got something cooking. Once you get an opponent, let us know. We'll get you right back to announce it to the world and how they can get those tickets and more information on your fight.
I appreciate the love, man.
Anytime, man. Thank you for coming in.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Untitled, betting shows. The list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.